Hello friends, welcome to Simplify with Swati. In this video, I am going to give you an introduction on accounting for managers. The objective is to understand what is accounting, its process, and why accounting is important for not only businesses but also for individuals. So let's start. First, we will discuss about the origin of accounting. Accounting is not new. Humans have been using accounting for more than 7,000 years now. The oldest records date back to the ancient Mesopotamian civilization, where accounting was used to maintain records of trade of cattle and crops. In the Indian context, the need for accounting has been mentioned by several scholars in their works. The oldest known source is the Chanakya's book Arthashastra, which discusses the necessity and relevance of maintaining the books of accounts or record keeping. Later, in 1494, Luca Pacioli, a man of Italian origin, was the first to publish his work on modern-day accounting until the 16th century. He even described the system of bookkeeping and double-entry accounting which was already being used by the Venetian merchants. He is also known as the father of accounting. Next, we will understand the meaning of accounting. So what is accounting? Accounting is a systematic process of identifying, recording, classifying, summarizing, and interpreting information. Now we will break this definition to understand each aspect in detail. The first step is identifying information. This leads us to the next important question: what type of information will be recorded? The answer to this is accounting deals with financial information or quantitative information and that which can be expressed in monetary terms. The second step in this process is recording the identified transaction in the books of accounts or the journal. A journal is a primary book for recording financial transactions of the business. Sometimes other subsidiary books are also used along with the journal. These include the cash book or the day books. Another important question that arises here is when is this information recorded or the timing of recording. Now this depends on the method or the basis used to record the financial transactions. So there are two bases of recording transactions in the books of accounts. These are the cash basis and the accrual basis. Within the cash basis, the transaction is recorded in the period in which the actual cash is received or paid. This method is widely used by smaller businesses. In the accrual basis, the revenues are recorded when they are earned and expenses are recorded when they are incurred and not when the actual cash is exchanged. This method is mostly employed by larger firms or businesses. Let's understand this better through an example. Suppose a company buys Rs 5,000 worth of products in the month of May, for which it pays in the month of June. Under the cash basis, the buyer company will recognize the purchase in its books in the month of June, that is, when it actually pays the bill. On the other hand, under the accrual basis, the buyer will recognize the purchase in the month of May itself, that is, when it receives the supplier's invoice. After identifying and recording all the transactions in the journal, they are posted under 5 major categories of ledger accounts as per the type of account. These are classified as the assets, liabilities, capital, revenue, and expense accounts. Up to this stage of identifying, recording, and classifying, the process is known as bookkeeping. Bookkeeping is a part of the process of accounting. The most popularly used method of bookkeeping is the double entry system. In this method, for every single transaction that is recorded in the books, the amount will be recorded in a minimum of 2 accounts. Here, for every debit, there will be a corresponding credit and vice versa. This ensures accurate reporting of transactions and also helps in easy detection of errors. Let's understand this with an example. Suppose a company borrows Rs 10,000 from a bank As per the double entry system, the company's cash account will increase by rupees 10,000 and its liability account will also increase by the same amount. Thus, the impact of this transaction has been recorded twice in the books. The next step in the process is summarizing the results and presenting them through the financial statements. The objective of accounting in a nutshell is to systematically and logically organize financial information and summarize it in the form of an income statement and balance sheet. In other words, the output of the process of accounting are the income statement and the balance sheet. The income statement determines whether the business is making a profit or a loss through its operations, and the balance sheet summarizes the position of assets and liabilities of the business. After summarizing the results of accounting by preparing financial statements like income statement and balance sheet, they are interpreted using various tools like the comparative financial statements and common size statements. These tools provide necessary insights to the decision makers regarding the liquidity position, solvency, profitability, and the efficiency of the business operations. Since the financial statements are prepared according to the standard accounting conventions and principles, it makes them comparable and therefore facilitates an analysis. Accounting has been rightly called as the language of business, as it is the means to communicate the financial results to its users. Without communicating the results of accounting, they would be of no use. So the basic objective of preparing financial statements is to provide useful information to the people within and outside the organization who have some stake in the business or are directly or indirectly affected by its performance. So there are two broad categories of users. The first are the external users, as they do not participate directly in business operations. These consist of the lenders or creditors who may want to know if the firm will be able to repay the debts or not. The investors are interested in knowing the future prospects of a business. The government and its agencies are interested in financial statements for tax purposes. The internal users are the owners, management, and the employees who use the financial information for decision making and taking necessary actions related to the performance of the business. Next, we will talk about the need to learn accounting, or why is accounting important. This I will discuss from two different perspectives. First, if you are the owner or manager of a business, in this case, accounting will help you in understanding the financial position of your business through the financial statements, which I have already mentioned before. But with time, as the complexity and size of business operations grew, specialized branches of accounting developed, which have greatly helped the owners and managers in decision making. Here I would discuss two major branches of accounting. First is the management accounting. It uses the operational information to present reports relating to the business's product or unit-wise margins and costs, thus assisting the management with information that may lead to improved profitability. Management accounting is for internal purposes only. The second one is financial accounting, which in contrast to management accounting produces reports for external users also. Its main purpose is to produce the income statement and balance sheet along with the cash flow statement. Lastly, the importance of accounting from an individual perspective cannot be undermined. Not only does it help in gaining the financial know-how which assists in decision making for personal finances, it also helps in tracking expenses and incomes along with managing budgets. That's all for this session for today. Thanks for watching, and if you liked this video, please like, comment and subscribe.